Elon has gained and lost more money than Donald Trump has seen in his entire
You're not going to knock
just
into
in the
that
last 6 months. Just in the last 6 months.
I mean, he obviously has that kind of influence, monetary influence, and it could make a difference in an election. But don't undercount the influence of the president among Republican primary voters, his base. They are all enormously happy with him. He is the unquestioned leader of the party. And what he says still very much goes inside of the Republican Party tent. I believe that will include primaries next year.
Does it include the people who lose their access to Medicaid or the ones that lose their SNAP
illegal
benefits?
aliens? They don't vote anyway, so I don't guess it'll matter to them.
Are you saying that only undocumented
I'm saying
people
we're going
to
to make sure that no undocumented person
people are going to lose their health care?
We're going to make sure that illegal aliens and folks who won't get off grandma's couch and try to work are not going to scam the system, and we're going to preserve it for the people who need it.
Yeah, the able-bodied work provisions, I think that's something that's...
Define it.
If you get sick and you can't work.
Get to the point.
If you need it, you'll
define
have
it.
it.
Define it.
So in addition to that,
Define able-bodied. Define it.
Get up and go to work, right?
No, but define it, because there is a working poor in this country. You do identify with that. There are people who work 40 hours or more in this country that cannot afford the basic necessities, including insurance.
They're going to have Medicaid.
But there's a gap in many places that don't expand Medicaid.
Okay, so you know who determines who gets Medicaid for the most part, right?
Yes, I was in the state legislature.
Right?
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Right?
I was there for a decade, 8
administration
years, so for people fact checking.
Can't take anybody off the rolls, right? What this bill does is say, states, you can take people off the rolls now.
Correct.
If they're ineligible. Right?
Okay.
So if they're ineligible, they're going to go off the roll.
How are they ineligible?
Okay.
So
I've said this many times at this table. You can't just say if they're ineligible. You have to also
define what you're talking about.
You also have to acknowledge. Hold on. You have to acknowledge that this bill makes more people ineligible. That's part of what the bill does.
If they don't meet work requirements.
If they don't meet work requirements.
Work requirements are such that people who are currently already working may not meet the requirements under this bill. So people who are working now are going to, some of them, not meet the requirements under this bill.
Why wouldn't they meet it?
Okay, I've given this example many times. I'll give it again. The bill has a provision that says that if you have a child who is older than the age of 7, you have to meet a higher work requirement level. So if you're a mom, a single mom, and you're the only person taking care of a child, and you have a 14-year-old or a 13-year-old or a 12-year-old, the bill says you have to work a lot more. Some people are not going to be able to do that. They may lose their Medicaid. So the bill has provisions in there that create gaps for people. But so look, you can defend that.
No,
I'm just saying, be
I
honest about
Senate,
it. That's all I'm saying.
That's where I think
you can't just say it's like if you're ineligible, if you're lazy, if you're cheating. It's not those people.
It is, but it is.
It's not just
that's the literal target. It is the literal target.
Sometimes it's not target. Everyone deserves health care.
Even illegals?
Every single person in the world deserves
Just for the
health
record,
care.
as a candidate, you're for illegal aliens getting Medicaid.
I think everyone in the world deserves
That's a yes.
care.
That's a yes.
I'm such a
That's a Democratic position.
It is a yes, but
yeah.
It's a Democratic position.
Illegal
Illegal aliens should get Medicaid.
But I mean,
How is it controversial?
How is it controversial?
How is it controversial that they don't want someone to die in the hospital because they can't afford
Who
it?
do you think pays for health care when undocumented people show up at a hospital? Who pays for that?
We all pay for it.
Exactly.
including
we all
undocumented
pay
people,
for
because
it.
they actually contribute.
That's the point. That's the point.
We do realize that undocumented
Who pays for the welfare system in this country generally?
I want to remind
Taxpayers.
you and perhaps everyone else that there's no free lunch here, okay? You either
for the illegals?
You either have a program.
No, but they contribute.
Hold on. There's a reason that some states have decided to do this. You either have a program that rationalizes those costs, or you just throw the cost onto taxpayers by default. And so people who have insurance end up paying a lot more because they're subsidizing people who don't.
Can I make a different argument, though? Can I make one different argument, just so we can kind of level set? Like, for example, if you actually go through with this and the number of people on Medicaid decreases, what happens in rural places like Alabama, Mississippi, South Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, where I'm from, that means that hospitals are more likely to close down. Healthcare providers are more likely to shutter. What happens when a hospital closes in a poor rural community? Well, one second. Do you know what happens when that happens? That means the pharmacy closes down. That means the little motel closes down. That means the florist closes down. The restaurant. It destroys your entire economy around it.
So by definition,
so many hospitals closed since Dobbs because they're afraid of the liabilities.
According to your logic train.
Yes.
We need to let more illegal aliens into the country, give them more health care to keep all the hospitals
let me tell you what I'm saying.
Are you for it or not?
Can I start my logic train with you?
Are you for it or not?
My logic train starts with the fact
just
that
say
I don't
yes.
want to kick 11 million people off
Do you
of
want
Medicaid.
the illegal aliens on or not?
Do I want first of all, do I want undocumented citizens to have
say
health care?
yes.
The answer is yes.
Scott,
Okay.
if someone is
More
undocumented,
Democrats.
do you want them to not get insulin if they're diabetic?
I want Medicaid to exist first and foremost for American citizens who need it. That is what I
what about
want.
second? I mean, first and foremost, of course. But
I want the
also,
program
do you
to
realize,
exist and be
do you
solved for the
realize that?
people who
Do you
need it.
realize that? Do you realize that when people show up at your hospital, that we actually pay for that? Do you understand that when people get sick,
I know
or when
how it works.
How about this? How about this? When the people that are picking your peaches. Yeah, I'm passionate
Very
about Americans.
passionate for the illegals.
Bakari,
No, I'm passionate for
How
Americans.
dare you want people to be alive? How dare you?
Passionate for the illegals.
you
Bring
know,
more.
No, I actually want
yes,
safe and secure borders.
You need more. To make your vision of America work, we need more illegals who get more benefits. That's your version of America.
No, what I want from America is a place that was promised to us, Scott.
To the illegals?
Like you do. No, it was promised to us. It was promised to us,
who?
not us, me and you, black and white, brown. Scott, do you think that your family was
You were born
here?
here.
You weren't born here, Scott.
I was born in
First of all,
Dawson
where
Springs.
does your family come from? My family wasn't born here. My family was actually from Sierra Leone.
You're making a passionate argument
correct
for a
about
country
what our
built on unfettered illegal immigration, and that is not
No,
anywhere
our
near
country,
a politically popular
Our
position.
country is built on immigration, period.
What kind?
Period.
What kind?
Oh, and first of all, before we go to commercial, what kind? What kind of immigration was I brought here?
You're already
with?
in the hole. You sure you don't want to stop
No,
digging?
because it was slavery. That's not immigration.
Come on.
Well, okay.
Come on, what?
All right, there's a lot to be said.
Come on.
Hold on.
No, but you just can't
we-
say come on when somebody's like, my family was brought here in chains. The answer's not come on.
We're going to continue the conversation. There's a lot to be said about when immigration laws came into play in this country and how many people who came to this country as immigrants had neither legal nor illegal status and just were
Correct.
able to come. But that's a different story for another time.
Welcome back to Breakdown Friday. Joseph Ward, Patrick Irvin, Professor Carl Tone Jones. Slaves are immigrants now. Black American slaves are immigrants. Man, I should have wore a shirt with no undershirt, my chest open like old boy to pay homage to the crazy stuff they were talking about on there. But man, here we are breaking down this clip. I played the whole clip so we can have the context of the conversation. I scrolled through YouTube, and shout out to the Sabby Sabs YouTube channel. I came across her channel, and she was speaking about this, but she had like a short clip of it. And so I went and found the full video. And as you can see, that's like half of the full video right there, where they were talking about healthcare, immigration, and things. And then toward the end of it, Bakari Sellers got passionate. And from my understanding, his comments set the internet ablaze because he's talking about slavery, basically equating slavery to immigration. And I'm not a spelling bee champion. I was a C student. I'm not saying I'm the smartest dude in the world, but I ain't dumb either. But I didn't, y'all help me. I didn't know slavery was immigration. I didn't know that. Did we just learn something new, or what we got going on? But in the larger context of the conversation, they were talking about basically healthcare being cut for illegal immigrants. You have the white man making the argument for American citizens to be first and foremost for healthcare, and others are they're making half disingenuous arguments because they are arguing for the illegal immigrants to get the same kind of healthcare that we get, but they're not trying to explicitly come out and say it. And then there's a couple things that they said that actually made the white man's argument that didn't make no sense. I'm like, why did they say this? But like the white dude said, you're very passionate. So that was funny. But we're finna get into it, man. PC, man, let's kick it off with you. Like, help me. When did slavery become, when was slavery synonymous to immigration? Help me out, because you're the historian on here, man. So when did that happen?
Well, first of all, Joe, we're all historians. Hold on one second.
I know. Hey, no, I ain't gonna let you do that. No, you're gonna take that title and run with it. Nope, you a historian.
My phone went off that time. Well, first of all, man, we don't deal with nothing but facts over here. As a matter of fact, roll the camera. We got content. Shout out to Whack 100. That, you know, I guess you could say is immigration the same way you could say that grape is consensual sex for one person. Like for the person that's actually the aggressor or the rapist, it's just, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, you can get to the psychology of it all, but at the end of the day, you know, I mean, it's a ridiculous argument, and I think sometimes and what's the white guy named Chuck or something like that?
I don't know nobody named but Bakar Sellers on. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, these guys got to stop trying to be the ultimate victims, man. When you talk about slavery, and when you bring it into a conversation like this to try to legitimize your fight for undocumented immigrants here in America, because they've been given undocumented status. It's not illegal, it's undocumented status. It was given to, I'm not sure if it got stripped yet, but I know it was a presidential order, an executive order that Joe Biden signed to allow immigrants who are undocumented to come to this country and receive specific benefits. So last I checked, that's what it was. You can't compare any form of immigration to slavery or chattel slavery here in the Americas, because first and foremost, it wasn't a choice.
Right.
They didn't wake up one day and decide, you know what?
Let's go find a sheep and get on it. They didn't do that.
Like, you know, they said, you know what? Let's turn it into an adventure. Let's go get in chains in the worst humanly possible situations in the bowels of a slave ship with rodents and all types of stuff, people dying on the voyage with us, and we literally have to lay there with the decaying carcass as they start to throw them overboard, as well as deal with the inhumane conditions of coming here, being stripped of our language, being stripped of our culture, and being stripped of our religions and spiritual systems, being restricted of all those things. The people who have come here after that, the people who were invited here, the people, whether they served as indentured servants or not, they had a choice and option. They got to maintain their heritage, culture, and language and customs. Those people came here of their own volition. Let's just be clear on that. Right. And for those who say that there were black people here, guess what? They were snatched up off the street too. And they were put in chains and bondage and placed on the street by the wall to be purchased, which then later became Wall Street.
Not to cut you off, but to that point, because we have to make sure that at least us who are on this channel and watching this channel understand the real. I saw a video the other day scrolling through TikTok, and somebody was like, black people in America, black people weren't slaves. Black people were in America before the Europeans got here. Right. But what happened to the people when the Europeans got here? Are we forgetting that?
Yeah. And let's be clear about something too. It doesn't matter what you like, because those black people still ended up in chains. Those black people still ended up as chattel. And for those who didn't, they escaped to the woods and the swamps, and they became the the Gullah Geechees that we talk about in folklore to this day, because we really don't even understand the significance of them able to function that way. Even though Pirates of the Caribbean touched on it. If you watch Pirates of the Caribbean, and they found it was the second one.
Okay.
When they had to go and bring Jack Sparrow back from and they had to go to the voodoo sister in the movie. I forget her name.
The Yemen Yah character.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So, when people try to, and I think he was just in his feelings and he got riled up.
Yeah.
And
Democratic rage.
Yeah. This is one of those conversations that I'm sitting here and I'm even looking at the policies, because I know I know you like to dissect and jump into piece by piece, so I don't want to get too far ahead. But to say that for black people who are squeamish when it comes to standing on business, when it comes to black politics, things that benefit specifically black people, these politicians always shy away from being bold and stepping into their voice and stepping into power when it comes to representing us. But yet and still, they go out there and they go into a tirade to the point where they can be emotionally erratic when it comes to defending other groups of people. I wouldn't even have a problem with you defending other groups if you actually stood on business when it came to yours. But just like those cowards in the California Senate, state Senate, when it came to or the California state legislature when it came to bringing forth the conversation of reparations, when it was literally one step away from being a state bill, and none of those cowards stepped forward. But the same ones are out there in Los Angeles and Compton right now, tearing up the city or out there protesting and being arrested. I saw a woman out there yesterday. I think somebody was trying to walk to their apartment and got shot with a beanbag because the cops told her not to go. And it was a white woman. And this black woman ran across the street. She put her cape on. I don't know if she was flying or bouncing, but she got across the street and had like a kid.
Yeah.
And she performed triage on the street. I'm like, damn, where is that at in our neighborhoods? Because y'all can't even identify the shooters. And when it comes to our neighborhoods,
Never.
like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I'm just gonna land this one right now because I mean, I don't even know what more to say, but some people just need to know when to shut up.
Yes.
Like the white boy had him. He was like he egged him on, and he was like, "You sure you want to go down this road?" And I'm sitting there like, "You don't want to go down this road,
bruh." I'm sitting at the first, like when I was looking at it on the Sabby Sabs YouTube channel, and I'm just sitting there watching it. I'm like this, this white dude like got a collar around your neck, like leading you down here, and you foolish enough to keep going with it. Like he making more sense than you. Like he making more sense than you about
He's
black
making
history.
your argument for you. What he's saying is black people deserve what comes with being a citizen of the United States.
But I know some people gonna run with this, but Bakari did talk about his Sierra Leone lineage, so people gonna be like, well, he's a tether. but he gave them the ammo. He here called me a tether because I'm gonna say some dumb stuff.
Man, here's what I'm gonna say, man. I mean, I already pretty much said what I was going to say, but
pile it on, my brother.
Man, this is embarrassing. This is, the conversation that we had about black men and the masculinity and how that's going. You sound like a whimpering Mitch on the joint out there. What about, and I hate the fact that I hate when men make that qualified I'm safe hurt voice when they cry or I don't know what. I'm done.
Hey, no, but I laughed when the white dude said, "Oh, you sound Democratic."
We really want to call him a sassy, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
Hey, Pat. All right, so I wanna take it a bit different place with your question because PC helped lay the foundation for this. So,
hold on, Joe. Y'all, yeah, if you haven't pushed that like button,
I'm getting there. But yes, you saw the finger. I was setting it up. But
oh, my bad, I jumped the gun.
Nah, but while we on it, while we on that, you see that finger, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and share this content. These conversations are needed. I appreciate everybody in the comments who really appreciate and enjoy the conversations that we have and are getting something out of these conversations, because that's the main reason why we're doing these conversations. And we also encourage you to apply, take practical application and making sure that your life and the community around you is better. So making sure that you are contributing to that. But the way we do that, the way we get this information out more is to share it and hit that like button, comment, and make sure more and more people know about On the Shoulders of Giants. And I appreciate all of you. And my memberships are active now, so you can become a member of the On the Shoulders of Giants channel. And, you know, you can do all that stuff. You can hit the super like button, and ways to support us is in the description, all of that stuff. So, Pat, all right. There we go. So, Pat. You heard him basically equate slavery to immigration. So
I heard it.
Why do you think that there's a sector of Black people who like to equate the Black experience and the Black struggle to the experiences and struggles of other non-white people? Why do you think they do that? Because it doesn't help us. It hurts us. But they continue to do it because basically that's what Bakari Sellers was doing. Not explicitly, but he was basically equating, hey, Black people had this experience, these immigrants are having this experience that's similar to Black experience, so we should understand it and support it. So why do you think we always have to, or those people always have to equate the Black experience to whatever all other non-white people are doing?
I think it's the current wave of trying to find a way to humanize Blackness. Like, I think they're still trying to connect with other groups because they feel disconnected. In my opinion, it's a way that weak people attempt to gain power in powerless situations. Like the whole premises of it is centered around if I present myself in such a way, then you'll be my friend.
So you think you're saying they probably think they would get group power from the other groups?
Yes, they're trying to build, and they say it all the time, trying to build alliances. We're trying to build networks, trying to build coalitions. What they fail to do is analyze the results of those alliances and coalitions. I mean, we were just talking about one a couple months ago. Maybe that was last year, and we was talking about the BIPOC coalition that was created.
Yeah.
Which was an extension of the POC coalition. Before that, the POC, people of color, and then they added the two letters in front of it and made it bi. And then, so now they're always trying to go. Yeah, that was a bar. They always trying to go. They're always trying to find a way to stand with other people because they're afraid to stand for themselves. And so I think that's what I hear because you never hear it said from a position of strength. You never hear it. You never even hear it said from a person speaking with a tone and a character of strength. It's always when somebody's gotten triggered or emotionally gut punched or liver shotted, they reeling and they just reach for that. Oh, what about when we were Black? It's slavery or what? It's always something along those lines. And it's usually always a disingenuous and one-sided effort in terms of who's putting in the work to establish the relationship. They never say the reverse of it, which would be, well, if the immigrants, if those people coming over from other countries into this country for whatever reason, because I'm not going to, it's not just one reason.
Right.
They're coming over into this country, and I heard just last week one of them saying, I feel like we need to do more for the Black people in America. I feel like we need to really do what we can to make sure that the Black people in America, to make sure that their voices are heard, to make sure that they have the resources that they need. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into America and we're going to go into those Black communities and we're going to become a part of the community and we're going to build infrastructure. We're going to build stores and alliances. We're going to do all of those things with the Black people. You never even hear that argument, which there would be pushback to that too, but you never hear that argument. It's always, well, we know what it's like to be oppressed. And we should help all of the oppressed people in the world, because we know what is. When do the oppressed people in the world say, you know what? Now that we're being oppressed,
I mean,
it's not fun.
I mean, it's like, at what point do we stop being foolish and stop playing the game, playing a losing game of alliances and friends? Like, how many times we got to say it, Dr. Clark? Everybody's favorite Dr. Clark clip. Look in the mirror, you have no friends, right? Because, you know, we were talking earlier when we was on the phone. I'll tell you what the Facebook post that I saw, the guy talking about, if you don't, like, there are black people who don't support the immigration, but these same black people don't support black people. And I'm like, yeah, that's an easy little cop out, little funny, little slick, little statement that you could throw at black people because you're doing a little something.
Wait,
But
what was it again?
Oh yeah, I remember.
There are black people who are saying don't support the immigrants are the same black people who don't support black people.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Okay.
And you know, I was looking at some of the back and forth in the comments that there were him and another gentleman was going, and the guy who made the post, his argument was, well, this is a human rights issue, so we basically have an obligation to the world because it's a human rights issue. But hell, what's going on in Flint is a human rights issue, and that motherfucker ain't fixed yet. Where the immigrants on that?
It's funny.